Hello, everyone. Thanks so much for logging on to CBS News Colorado. Time to talk some Buffs football with CBS Sports anchor Romy Bean. Okay, what CU has done so far this year, I think, has already surpassed people's expectations. I was listening to national radio, and Paul Feinbaum, big college football guy, came on and he said, "Look, I need to apologize. I've got egg on my face because what Dion is doing right now in Boulder is not what people expected when you're talking about going and beating Baylor and then going to UCF and beating UCF in the bounce house. I think that opened a lot of people's eyes. The Buffs right now sitting at 4-1 on their bye week. What's impressed you the most so far?
Oh my gosh. I mean, Paul Feinbaum saying sorry is about all you need to know, right? After CU beat Baylor, everybody thought, oh, why are they so happy about a win like that? Then you go down to UCF. Everybody's picking UCF. But what is impressing me most about this team is they're getting better every single week. And you're really seeing it in all facets where we didn't see it last year. And we've seen them commit to the run game and commit to it in a few weeks in a row. And as far as the run game, they're never going to be a 300-yard rushing team. They are who they are. They have an offensive identity, but it seems that it's really clicked. Yeah, if we run the ball, Shedeur is going to be able to do his thing. But it is the defense that I am so beyond impressed with. When they went to Florida, I thought, are they going to be able to sustain what they've been doing for 4 quarters in that heat against a team that is the number 1 rushing attack in the nation? And to see what they did from top to bottom, start to finish, was wildly impressive. This defense, a lot of guys that maybe didn't have a lot of, people weren't saying their names, right? Before, Nakai Hill-Green, right? Guys like that, Shane Cokes, they are stepping up. Cameron Silman-Craig has been an absolute animal. Incredible. So I'm so impressed with the defense. Robert Livingston is certainly making a name for himself. We hope we can keep him around, right? But he has been unbelievable.
And of course, the one guy you didn't mention is the guy that everybody is now talking about for Heisman, and that, of course, is two-way star Travis Hunter.
Yeah.
What do you think his realistic odds are of winning the Heisman? Because I don't think there's any argument that he's the best player in college football, hands down.
I think it comes down to, are you going to vote on this the right way? Are you voting on this as a quarterback award for the guy on a really good team, or are you voting on it for the best player in college football? And there is no argument that he's the best player in college football. Nobody is doing what he is doing, the amount he is doing, 120, 130 plus snaps every single game. He barely comes out, and he's making incredible plays. Like, the thing is with Travis, with his interceptions, every time he makes an interception, it's a great play. He never just lucks into an interception, right? Everything he does is so skillful on both sides of the ball. But what I love, Michael, is how the narrative is starting to change. At the beginning of the season, it was, you can't play both in the NFL. You got to pick one or the other. You're seeing it week by week change, and them saying, why would you limit this guy? Maybe he will be the first guy. There's a first for everything. So seeing how that evolves and what actually happens with him next year is going to be fascinating. But I think we got to be there in December, because I don't know how you can't say he's the best player in college ball right now.
And of course, if they keep winning, that Heisman talk is only going to get louder and louder and louder. So they've won 3 straight. They're 4-1 sitting at the bye week. You look at the rest of this schedule: Kansas State, Arizona, Cincinnati. Then you go to Texas Tech. You got Utah, which you know is going to be a tough game. Kansas, and then Oklahoma State to end up the year.
Yeah.
What do you think we're looking at realistically?
I feel great about this. You look at the schedule, Colorado's favored in every game the rest of the year except for Kansas State right now. I think they have the second best odds to win the Big 12 right now. I think there's 3 games that really challenge them when you look at it: Kansas State, Arizona, and Utah. But I still think all of those can be winnable games. I think you look at every game on the schedule, every game theoretically is a winnable game. There is a path to win every single one of these games. I'm not saying they're going to, but I don't look at any of those and say, no, it's definitely an automatic loss.
Yeah.
I think there's a couple challenges, but I think they could do really well.
What's crazy is their over-under win total in Vegas to start the year was 5.5.
Yeah.
They're already sitting at 4, so they need just 2 more through the back half of the season. You've got another bye in there as well. I think it's going to be really, really fun to see what happens with this team. And Romy, you're right, you touched on it. They continue to get better every single week, and if they do that, you could be looking at a Big 12 championship at the end of the year, or at least they're going to put themselves in an opportunity to have that. No Coach Prime's playbook this week, but you guys will be back next week, correct?
Yes, we will be back next week. We'll see how the bye week treated them, and then keep moving forward, right? You got to build on it. It was almost like they have so much momentum. You don't want to buy right now, but they're getting some key players back. Shiloh Sanders expected to be back. The week off, 2 byes is really great in terms of injuries, in terms of health. So we'll see kind of what the team is at health status-wise as well.
You can catch Coach Prime's Playbook with Romy Bean 6:30 Wednesday nights right here on CBS News Colorado.